What's up, YouTube? This is Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris, and I am back with a just different kind of video, just an opinion video. I saw a video over the weekend that stated that it was a script leak from Star Wars Episode 8, and it had some pretty interesting information in there. And so I want to share that with you guys. I'm going to share the link to the actual original video, in the comments. And so I just wanted to kind of share my opinion of what I saw and heard and what I think it means going forward, and just kind of express a little bit of concern with what I've heard. So if you are somebody who doesn't like spoilers, who doesn't want to have any information revealed to you about Episode 8, I would say at this point in time you should probably just check out another video, because this is going to definitely contain spoilers, or at least from what I've heard. So I don't want to go ahead and just put you out there and put something that you don't want to hear. So if like I said, if you don't want the movie spoiled for you in any way, shape, or form, then go ahead and just click off of this video, and stay tuned for some of my next stuff. I'll be talking about comics and things like that. But for now, I just wanted to go ahead and express this. So I will give you a 5-second countdown to go ahead and move on. And then for everybody else who wants to stay and listen, we'll be getting right into it. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. If you're still here, then you want to hear what I'm talking about as far as the speculation is concerned. And so I'm going to get directly into it. So, this was a video that was put up about 6 days ago. And it says that there is some information that leaked out, some script information that leaked out from Star Wars Episode 8. And this information concerns Supreme Leader Snoke and Luke Skywalker. So basically, it's pretty detailed. They have information about the setting, the scene, what Snoke actually physically looks like, and just a couple other things I'll get into in a second. So basically, what it sounds like is Luke Skywalker basically, well, let me start from exactly the beginning of it. So what happens is Luke, I guess, enters what seems like a temple, or some type of chamber, something like that. And he's trying to find Rey. So Rey has been captured or taken by the First Order or Snoke himself. Something's happened with Rey where she's basically being held prisoner by Supreme Leader Snoke. And Luke goes there, tries to confront him to get her back. And so what happens is, they start talking back and forth. And so Luke's like, where is she? And Snoke's like, oh, the girl, I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, don't worry about her. You'll find her in due time, But for now, I need to talk to you, type thing. So they talk about the physical description of Snoke as far as what he, just basically size comparison. So when you see him in that big chamber talking to Kylo Ren, and he's like humongous. Apparently, he is just a really, really tall creature. They compared it in the video to a full-grown human standing in front of an Ewok. So he basically is so tall, he makes Luke, a full-grown human, look like a child in front of him. And so, he continues on with his little thing. Luke's trying to stay focused on, where is Rey? I need to get her back. And Snoke kind of throws a little bit of information at him about, how he's been around for a long period of time. He's seen the Force, and, the strongest Force user that he's ever seen was Anakin Skywalker, which definitely piques Luke's interest and makes him curious about what he's talking about. He tries to stay focused, and, like I said, on the matter at hand, which is Rey. And then, Snoke kind of gets more into, prophecy, what it is. And Luke says, well, you know what? Obi-Wan said that my father, sprung from the Force. And then he's like, oh yes, the chosen one, the prophecy, yeah, all the rest of that type of stuff. And he was like, like he said he's saying the whole thing, and everything started with Anakin. It started with his father. And so, Luke's like, you've seen my father, how have you seen him? So he kind of gives into his curiosity instead of staying the path and trying to get Rey back. And then Snoke says that, what father has not seen his creation? So this is basically saying that Snoke is revealing that he is Anakin's father. I don't know that I believe that fully. And the words that we used make it seem a little bit strange. Because he doesn't just reveal that, oh, this is my, he's my son. He says, my creation. What father hasn't seen his own creation? Now, did he manipulate the Force and, have kind of like a virgin birth? Where, Shmi, never knew a man, and then there you go. She didn't, I don't think that, maybe he did, have some type of way with her as far as, impregnating her through the Force. I don't think that, if you look at the size comparison, there's no way that somebody who's that big is going to, be with somebody who's, the sizes don't work out. I know he's long and skinny, but it just doesn't make no sense that way. Sorry about that. So he's too big of a creature to, have basically, gone about having a kid the normal way with her. So the Force is one thing. The other thing where he says creation leads me to believe that maybe he's kind of saying that Anakin's a clone, which, if that's the truth, I kind of have a problem with it, just because Anakin, if you can go by the prequels, I don't mind the prequels. I know a lot of people, the prequels are shit. Okay. The first trilogy was a masterpiece, no doubt in that. Second trilogy, the prequel trilogy, wasn't completely horrible. There were some moments that were kind of, stupid. But I don't think that it's all completely just lost and destroyed off of, a few things. I think that it had its moments to shine. It also had some moments that, were a little bit embarrassing. But beyond that, if he's a clone, Darth Vader's, regardless of how you feel about the prequels, Darth Vader was an awesome standalone character. Just as a villain, he was awesome. Excuse me. As a villain, he was really good. And as, just a character, he was awesome, a standalone character. The fact that he was mysterious made him that much more menacing when it came to him being evil. It made you wonder, what he was talking about as far as telling Luke that he could join him and that he could, kind of, stay with him and take over the galaxy with all that type of stuff. It made him seem just like that much bigger of a character. To find out he's a clone of some other being or something that may be even more powerful, I don't know. I think it kind of cheapens Vader and makes him, kind of a shell of what he would have been, and a shell of what he became. I think that doesn't really. It kind of takes a chosen one theory out of the way. I think it's kind of stupid that way. But that could be what we're looking at. So, like I said, too, it's a script leak. It's an internet script leak. So, there's about as much. I wouldn't put tons of faith in this, because anybody can write something and say, "Oh, I got the script. The script leaked from the set." I really do think that J.J. Abrams and the rest of, Disney and everybody who's involved with that movie, I think they're going to be really tight-lipped and really, really, I guess, secure about everything that they have going in there. I don't think they're going to just sit there and just let somebody walk out with a script, a page, a paragraph, anything. Nothing that's going to tell you what's, nothing gets out that's not going to be authorized to get out. So if this was something that they authorized to let out to kind of whet the fans' curiosity, okay. But I don't know. I have a feeling that might not be the way that it goes. I kind of hope it isn't the way it goes. Just because, not that I demand that Anakin have no father. I just think that to do it in that way is kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit just kind of a cop out. I mean, there's no real reason to, make it be like, oh, I created him. Well, okay, so he was always destined to be evil then. Like, there was no hope for him to become, a hero Jedi until his final moment where he throws the Emperor over the side. I mean, like, regardless of anything, it just kind of makes him just that doomed character. So, I like to think that he actually had a choice of free will, and you know what? He decided that losing Padme was so, just such a bad thing that he was like, you know what? I'm going to betray everybody I love and all the people that I've grown close to make sure that I can keep this one woman with me. I mean, at least it's a conscious choice. It's something that makes him seem like he chose to go dark. Not, I'm destined to be a bad guy no matter what happens. So, that, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you guys think. The other thing that I kind of am a little bit worried about, and this is something that this is a big criticism of the episode 7. And, excuse me, I'm going to take another drink real quick because my voice is getting a little raspy. Very good. Thank you. Anyway, so another criticism that people had of the movie, of episode 7, was that it was too much like A New Hope. It was, they didn't take any chances. They didn't really do anything else. They played it really, really safe and stuck with basically the plot of A New Hope the whole way through. Which, okay, I can see that. I liked it. I thought it was a great movie. I would see it again. I have no problem with it. I enjoyed it. But then, for those people that are saying that and making that comparison, well, this is, if this isn't being the truth, if this ends up being anything even close to what's going to happen, you have the biggest part of Empire Strikes Back right there. Luke is having it revealed to him that somebody else is part of his family, apparently. Some evil Dark Lord that had nothing to do with him before he walked into this, little corridor chamber, whatever it is. This is basically him walking into Cloud City, into Bespin, and having a duel with Vader. Just, the only thing that's missing is the lightsaber duel and him losing another hand. This way they just talked it out and it just became, you know what? We have a problem. Guess what? I'm your grandfather. It's just, if that ends up being the case, then yeah, I would have to say, and if it does stay this way, I would have to say that they are mirroring the original trilogy, which, you have to learn your lesson. If that's the truth, then that's very, very lazy. Hollywood definitely needs to learn their lesson and be like, you cannot recreate what was great again. There's a reason why that reveal is so iconic, because it hadn't been done before. It just was built up so crazy, and you just kind of had it, you had a feeling at that moment when Vader says, he never told you about your father. And then that was it. That was a huge moment. You just, you knew from that point on. So this is, if this is the truth, then this is that exact moment all over again, just done, 35 years later. You know what I mean? Was it 36 years later? Because it came out in 1980. And by the time that movie hits the screen, so let's just say almost 37 or so years later, you had the same exact thing happening again. So I don't know. I really do hope that's not what happens, because I don't want to kind of see them do a really just updated version with new characters, but same version of Empire Strikes Back. I don't want to see that. I don't care if this is the main plot point and that's the only part of it that's in there. I just still think, you know what? You have a chance to make a brand new franchise, brand new installment in one of the greatest franchises ever. Do it. Make the goddamn thing. Don't borrow from the other stuff. Let the other stuff be the history. You have new characters, new people. Explore them. Make them great. Make them so that we get attached to them and we want to see them in there again. We want to see Finn. We want to see Rey. You know what I mean? We want to see Kylo Ren, develop into either a Dark Lord or maybe go on to the light side and stand up to Snoke. We want to see these things. do not sit there and just try to rehash an old movie and try to get me to pay for it and be like, oh, this is what you wanted, right? I mean, the original Empire is a classic. You're damn right it is. I don't want to see it again, though. Just done 35 or plus years down the road, and have you just be like, and we're going to do the exact same thing and mirror this again. Because if that's the case, then to see the third installment of this movie, you know is going to end up being just like Return of the Jedi. There's going to be some new Death Star or some new threat that they're going to have to do, and, you know, they're going to reveal some type of thing where the Dark Lord is, you know, in some way, shape, or form related to the hero, which would be Rey, and then, you know, so someone has to change a heart and foils the plan, and then there we go. So we don't need a mirror. We don't need a mirror 30-something years later of what we've already seen. Just give us new stories. That's all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, go ahead and check out the other video. I just went ahead and wanted to give my opinion because I know that, you know, these are movies that are near and dear to a lot of people. So, you know, hopefully they don't go this route. But if they do, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and lie to you and be like, I won't see it. Bullshit, I'll see it. But, you know, it's just kind of one of those things where it's, as it's leading up to that moment, I'm like, see, this is what happened. All right, whatever. If they do it right, then maybe I'll have nothing to complain about. But, like I said, grain of salt, it's the internet. Lots of things happen all the time. I mean, it's just one of those things where you have to kind of just wait and see for what's going to happen. So, no peeking at your present early. You got to wait until it comes out. So, with that, I'm going to get going. This is Buckshot33, a.k.a. Boston Chris. Thank you for listening. Please comment. Let me know what you guys think. Also, check out the link in the description for the actual person who put this video up. You know, watch that video. Form your own opinion. Let me know what you guys think. All right? Thank you. Have a great night. I'm signing off. Happy collecting. Even though this wasn't a comic video, have a great night.